no hard info initiator, and together they kind of give you enough info. I did like Fnatic leaning into the Gecko Sky. I think that suits them well. I wonder if they can use that on more maps, because they're a team that will always try and run like a Sova or a Sky to have a Skydog.
Exactly how this is all going to shape out. And already kind of a different look here for GenG on this pistol round. 3 right down to B.
Okay, GenG on defense, PRX on attack.
On what PRX likes to do. You're going to see this. These three in particular play a lot together on this map on the defender
side. We've got some banging games today. T1 DRX is next, right?
The combos here really devastating with the Haunt.
Okay, PRX maybe already wanting to start hitting B all the time, and GenG wanting to early stop this.
He's really grown into one of his own, and it's going to be a read, but Jing's going to get the first shot and leading in numbers as well. PRX not going to pick up the tempo though.
Has he got that kill already? Smoker goes down. Yeah, what a nightmare. Smoker goes down now.
Other parts of the map. Now rotating over
this is cool.
They would have control
Leave
of
a
the
crossfire, take C just in case the reaction is to push B.
From Divine. So yeah, Mindfreak taking quite a bit of damage there in that exchange, but able to get him up a little bit. The door is open and looks like PRX
heavy question mark.
Really highly
going at Divide. I bought heal, right? But they've
the
taken
heals,
so much
course, not
damage.
all topped up just yet. Munchkin, can he get the nice
Oh,
shots
guys.
and the poison cloud comes up
At least they all did it together.
He still somehow crouches through, continues moving
Everyone's
forward,
pretty
dodges
low,
the
but
bullet,
most of them.
and now Texture. I mean, it's a 2v3. No real point of waiting for backup. He's got to dwindle the numbers, but he's been.
There's lots of nice smoke though. Okay, we got some low HPs here.
They've taken their post plant positions, 3 spread
The
apart.
lovely trip. You notice how since
But a nice headshot from Meteor, kicks things up, and before he catches the trip, he's got to get the second down to a 1v1.
Damn, bro, that's a nice 2v3. Holy hell! I was about to yap about the fact that you know that everyone after watching like Sentinels has started saving trips more. And look at them here. And they're saying, why do we face when we had a trip here? See the ping coming into the minimap. Like he was saying more, we should have swung off this. I mean, both of them playing in front of the trip there, they could have tucked in.
GenG there, well read, even though they lose that opening.
Yeah, so they're talking about that on the minimap. I saw that much. Nice 2v3 because they got the plant. They get double, triple sheriff out.
Shift their weight over to that C site, and Meteor so clean on this map on that killjoy. He's so devastating post plant. He's so smart with his timings. He's so accurate. Such a difficult.
Early Omen flash over towards A. I comes out, and maybe there's a molly there.
Taking that ult on C, but they're not going to push just yet. Of course, set up their own one-way for a little bit.
I do think when I watch GenG and you know they're doing fast A, you could reactively push B. That is something that I'm expecting from PRX. When I've watched the latest GenG, when they do this molly, that probably is the weakness. They're pretty much always here to defend B. You can use that well.
Their sights onto the A side, pushing Charon back on a timing.
And he's gonna have a smoke back up in a second. Let's see if they can take advantage of that.
Hey, smoke goes down. Smoke up. And flash if they get contact. Flash from Omen ready if they get contact.
Especially with the eco, especially with PRX and Texture, not going to greet it either. They recognize the push.
I mean, Karen on site has to do a lot here. Door opens, pivot over towards B, save the Omen flash for Heaven, hits both. And that's nice for them. Do they go get the guns?
2-for-2 trade for PRX, pushing Heaven, picking up weapons. Texture recognizes the danger, has to keep them at bay.
Dude, look at how aware he is that they're going to push him. Any other team there, he goes to the side, uses Boombot. PRX, double satchel, they're about to swing me.
Gets a kill on the drop. Charon hoping for backup from Texture.
Okay, nicely done. Yeah, that was a good sign from Texture there. Just hold up. I'm playing against PRX. You gotta remember this.
Not attacking together when there's at least a couple players.
Good damage, great damage. Yeah.
The flank timings are really good. That means the communication.
We used to do this a lot where we would practice against like Turkish teams. You gotta change up your style a bit because you know that they're gonna kill you every single round. Also gets you super aware for teams that are like PRX. It's kind of the closest you can get in EME.
Giving it really much opportunity to find an easy headshot.
Just everyone wanting to take aim drills on you.
Buying time as well. So very nice for GenG. So they get the expected win, but still a decent amount of damage done here by PRX. Leaves it on only you know, a couple Guardians, some Ghosts, Ghost, and 2 Sheriffs.
Yeah, I mean, you lost a Bulldog and a Guardian.
Okay, and late. Oh, this might work well for GenG. They got their late punish over towards A. 4 people set up. Wall goes down. Omen flash. Viper.
It's going to be a late delay from
Oh,
GenG.
it's a really nice hit. It's a really nice hit.
As well, off of all the Util
Like, that was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
That is Rubble taken over. No weapons dropped.
This guy needs to get 2 somehow.
Said upgrades coming through, but Forsaken, we've seen him lurk through so early once again. From Baby
3?
Damn,
Damn, bro.
Can he get yet
It
another
looked
ace?
so
He
good
seems to
for
do it every
GenG.
time
They
here
picked
on
up some
Lotus.
guns. They got aggro and
GenG spread apart,
yeah,
having
Forsaken.
to fight solo on either side of the map, while PRX
very decisive though, but it was similar to what I'm saying, right? They realized that when they go A, you can go fast B. In reaction, they took B. They were in this space very early, kind of before GenG realized. So GenG going with a similar, PRX going with a similar game plan I would have used against GenG from what I've seen.
Timer of the spike.
Texture able to upgrade the gun. Cannot win the duel against Devi, though.
And it's just Meteor, who doesn't actually have a weapon either, so he'll have to go for whatever damage he can get, trying to isolate the 1v1s. He gets one.
Yeah, nice damage. I mean, nice damage. They're going to feel a little bit hard done. I think they probably should have won in the 5v3. It's just Forsaken things, man. But again, this is good game plan, good coaching. Just good from whoever looked at the demos, which I imagine is Alex, and it's just like, well, we can take so much space on B. You hear anything aggro A, your instant reaction is to just send it into B.
So this was like something they weren't really doing in the
big Byron. Let's see what happens. It was a very nice trap play, basically. GenG let them take the space and then retake it back.
Very different look. This is much more like what they usually do on these takes. You can see a boombox.
This is interesting. This smoke here to give yourself a little bit of freedom.
This was something Talon never really addressed, and Karen's going to go to try to get up top again. PRX doesn't want to mess with this right now. They're going to wait things out, spread the map a bit.
Yeah, nicely done from something. We're going to see this all the time when there's an aggro A, and GenG are going to have to pause at one point or find an answer for B.
But he will be picked off. That forces GenG to reinforce their B site, and that's just going to leave something here as a distraction.
Yeah, pressure there.
PRX will even open the door to make sure that backup does not arrive onto the C site. Meteor, can he hold on to this alone?
He's so dead.
Be a perfect paranoia, and he's been surrounded.
Hey, he did good to try to stay alive, man. Forsaken is a beast right now. Forsaken is pretty much working as like a second duelist, really, because he is taking so much space. Really good.
And looking forward to a flawless round here.
Jing did great as well.
It's just so difficult to play against the speed and aggression of PRX and the combos of all that utility flying in there. I mean, time and time again, every team in the world that's had to face them has had to deal with it, and you never quite know what to expect.
Oh yeah, third duelist, sorry. Well, no, he kind of is acting like the second duelist in terms of the second person in. I did actually speak right, as in he's going in here, and then the second duelist would normally just like path over towards this. But it's the fact that they're using the second duelist as a lurker, at least on this round.
Some kind of safety, and there was none.
Yeah, and I think a lot of something that PRX has learned as well is that GenG will oftentimes be prepared for those trades, right? So they don't want to take any chances. If you're going to go on
Twitch
site,
too, yeah,
you
Twitch and YouTube.
dump everything we have. Make sure that we are coming out on top.
Evil works well for me.
That plagued them both times where they made up against GenG so far in 2024. Take a look at some of these replays as they just barrel into the C site. Now,
double hero gun saved onto this one, and PRX's time to potentially
still have a couple rifles
back up a lot of money. One away from Razor as well.
For a half armor buy, and
GenG started talking about B. This is good. And this is just what they do when they kind of have low buy.
Never count out Meteor with the Marshal. He's one of the best.
They're going for a punish over towards B now because they've realized there's a lot of pressure here and they can't let them have all this space for free.
Although the cam did go up here for PRX, so they know that they can push a little bit further. They could take advantage of this site, which maybe GenG is expecting them to have backed off a little bit. Now, Forsaken over towards B as well. Really important here.
I mean,
look at this timing. They just decide to leave B as Forsaken gets relatively close.
And they're going to start
so with Forsaken over towards B here, they can open doors, see what the pressure is like from A in terms of the defense pressure, and then if they want to, just straight up
during
walk
this
into B.
Forsaken on the minimap, checking out the entry points.
Guy dog
into
goes
B.
in.
Will he have a
I only
timing
spotted
meter?
one,
Has his
but
eyes
they're
set,
still
but
not
PRX,
in
they
for
just
that,
wanna pinch in.
which is
They realize with
something
the
might
number
have
of
seen people
utility
over
flying
towards
today,
door here.
it's going to be a safe bet. Now GenG going all the way
Ooh,
far back,
that's a
perhaps
gun
way
down.
too far ahead of his team. No
A gun for
backup there,
Munchkin.
a rifle drop for GenG to pick up. This could be a bit danger. PRX recognizing that, they'll start to push out.
That was tough there for GenG. Couldn't quite
This
get
is
his
like the
aim
one thing where
under
it's like you
control.
watch
We've seen
PRX
a
and
little
it's
bit of
like you
that
need
rust
to.
on him.
The
GenG
W gaming
realign for this
needs
retake.
to
Three gonna pressure
sometimes
Forsaken
relax
here.
on the
They've got a
ecos.
crossfire set up.
Yeah, it looks like GenG. They just
Love
wanna make
the
sure
omen
they're with a
flash
couple
from
more
here.
weapons before they go in, and look
Yeah,
at
and that's
that,
the picked up gun.
High-low crouch as well, but now it's back to a double from the side of PRX. They're not letting this go.
Damn,
Mind
bro.
Freak will
This is
spray
something
down
that's
the
so
remaining
good
members.
as well.
And Texture all alone with the
Really,
Sheriff.
really
Can't
nicely
make
done.
the
It was
match
looking
cap
rough
this
again
time.
for
PRX will be
PRX, but that
taking
was
over the
sick from
lead,
them.
3-2.
Dude, another 3v5?
I mean, Mind Freak looking really sharp here today on this Omen. Not only with his utility, but his shooting. Chris
Two, right? 3v5, 3v5.
for him. Showstopper for GenG. A little bit whiffy, but you know, GenG just taking a little bit to get into it. We've already seen that after a couple maps. He felt pretty comfortable in the first go around against
My
T1,
only
so
criticism is here they got to
expect them
commit.
pick up the pace, and are we going to see
Like one person committed, and then I think it's because the other guy had a marshal. He didn't want to like wide swing commit, but kind of had to.
Exactly, the double satchel into the showstopper. Definitely something to be considered.
Ended
for
up
GenG
being
for
alright
sure.
for the money of PRX. 3 people surviving.
They're not masking any sound here.
Oh
Looks like they're
boy.
gonna be ready for a
So Omen
boom
Flash
bust
could be
as
incredible
well,
when they
trying
head
to
into
make sure
sight.
Meteor
Let's keep an eye on it.
cannot combat this. He doesn't
Omen
have
Flash
much to
goes in,
work with.
1,
All his
2,
shoots already
3.
taken out, but it's Karon here for backup. Munchkin as well.
No
opening the
way
door. They
PRX
actually
come out on
get
top of
fired
that.
back upon.
And
Mind
Forsaken's got
Freak
this
is
kill.
just continuing the spree. As he takes one down, and that opens up a timing here for PRX to enter the site. Meteor, can he hold on to it? No, the
Great
flash is
flash,
too good. The
man. Look at the
pink shells will
util
keep
from
him tied up.
PRX
The
right now. Got to
showstopper
keep
will
an eye on
make sure no
Forsaken.
one else
Perfect timing over
from
towards
GenG can
B.
approach.
Didn't have his
Karon
gun out.
eventually
Still
gets
wins the
taken down
duel
from the lurk of
somehow.
Forsaken as well.
What the?
Didn't have his gun out, and still Karon couldn't quite get him in time. So tricky to deal with. That showstopper comes out, and Forsaken's already lurking on your back line.
Oh
the
my
dink
goodness,
through the wall
that's
there
a
by
dink.
Texture.
Doing some damage, but there's just so much to get through, and you don't have much space to work with. Lockya will
The
still
dink
be able to
as
fire
well.
back
They
against
might be
GenG,
tempted to go for this.
but
I think they were going to
a lot of
save.
that timer's already run down. The spike ticking away. They're still going to go for it. Prowler on pressure for
Yeah,
Texture
same trip
to
as
run in.
before, and this
Seemingly
time we're
wants to take
seeing
advantage
people
of that
actually
low
play
health
further
on
back
the
from the
dink.
trip.
And it's going to Texture. He
There we
lands
go.
just onto the trip.
That's
where
what they
at this
wanted to
point,
do on the
Lockya,
pistol.
He doesn't have a way out either, just trying to fight for his life, making sure that they do not chase.
Yeah, and you
it's
see them
just
learning
the
from
lone
before,
Vandal
right? On the
saved up.
pistol, they
Forsaken
talked. I saw the
on
pings
the
on the
hunt.
minimap, just like
He
why are
knows that
we
he just
why are
has
we
to try to go
facing
for a
this
run and
angle
gun,
when we have a trip
but
to
will
swing
not
off
green
of?
for it either. Stabilizes at a 4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're learning on the fly.
It's really interesting because normally you expect PRX to kind of just come at you off the rip, you know, when GenG's got a showstopper and things like that, but they're slower with it. They're not quiet about it because the footsteps were being given away. It's almost like PRX is trying to bait out
It's
GenG
a nice
little
trip.
bit, see what the
Yeah, teams are
reactions gonna
getting
be here
so.
early,
It's pretty
see
much
what they can get
since
away
John
with.
QT and
When that double
Sentinels.
door opens,
I'm
Mind
telling
Freak
you.
is so crisp right now. He's just ready
Like
for
other
it.
teams have done
Gets
it in
one,
the
does a
past. Don't
ton
get
of
me wrong.
damage
It's not
to
like they
another,
invented it, but
and
it's
then
something
GenG
that
able
like
to perfectly
they
place
rely on
his paint
heavy
shells,
when they know they're
use that
going
showstopper to
heavy
push
sight,
them
or
towards
if they're doing
Forsaken.
like a
He's
BC
taking a little
default.
bit
Sometimes
lucky
you
to get
don't
away with
need
his kill on
trips
Karon,
in
but
certain
still
places.
the
So
idea
they'll just
for
take trips
PRX
and then you
are
enter
really,
into the
really
site
good
and then you have this
Yeah,
trip
just
for
a lot
after
of
plant.
adjustment,
And
having
it's
learned
incredibly
from their
strong.
previous matchups, understanding that GenG will always have a plan to provide backup. If not, the site's going to be left empty, right? They had things like the lockdown, so PRX
How do
not
you
wanting to
deal with
take any chances of
How do you
dumping
deal with
things into
teams
the
like
void,
PRX that just
and then
face check
getting
question
flooded
marks? You
upon?
got to shoot them, man.
Really
First 6
understanding
rounds,
the
you got to
havoc
show
with
them.
GenG,
You can
and I
actually
think
aim
this
duel them.
is one of those maps
Otherwise,
where
you've
GenG is
lost.
starting to get tested all the way to their limits. How much deeper does your kind of baseline fundamental
Who do I think will win this
playbook
GenG or
go, right? It's not about the
PRX?
set
I
plays
went for
anymore, it's about how you're
GenG,
adjusting to the
I
tempo
think, in my
of the
pick'ems.
opponents.
But it is, I'm
We'll
telling you,
have
this
to
is
see how much their
this is
homework
real
has been
50-50.
done.
We're kind of in a
Take
little bit
look
of
at
unknown
round
territory because
7 that
PRX we've
Econ
only
once
seen
met.
him once
Quite
with
broken on
Jing
the side
back.
of GenG, just the lone Vandal carried
I
over
only
here.
went for GenG
We'll be
because I saw
relying
them
on a
doing
trusty old Marshal once
changes
again.
on some of their
On the other
maps
side for something.
And
against
these wins
Madrid.
are so
It's a
huge
good
for
sign.
PRX because they keep those ults in a weird cycle. They're not able to really get those down and start cycling them back again. So you're just, you know, essentially eating through
Something
ult orbs that you would love
Gets
to
the
have.
op out,
Instead,
and we
they're not
have
able to really get like the
Molly that I was
nightfall
talking
there,
about.
the lockdown as well, and play in that previous
and
round.
then
Able to find any availability to use them.
Double cage to
That worked
potentially
so
create
nicely in
pressure
PRX's
late,
favor. And by the
but they
way,
can
this is a
just
map where
group
both
up
teams
and
are
literally
really
head
good
over
on their
towards
defender
site.
side usually.
Looking at Forsaken
GenG
right now,
has been
he
really
waits for them to
solid
make a
in their defense
decision,
on this
then
one.
he
Now they're
trips,
gonna
then he
overstack
trips,
C.
and now
I'm
he's in
expecting
charge of
this is
holding
a battle where
behind.
PRX feels
He's
like
done
they
a
have
trip
good
over towards site, and they're probably going to be like Cypher's playing site, and he knows that, and now he instant shot. Now he instantly goes to, okay, they know I'm on site, they might try and flank me now. Oh, the shots are not here on that one.
That gives time for GenG to turn around for a double. Uncharacteristic of the star duelist of GenG to hesitate on the trigger. Let the round slip away. Karon, the rookie, last one alive. And
yeah, man, Forsaken is so good. It's not even fair.
It's
just individual adjustment as well is sick.
Can already find here.
There's a chance something was mentioned in the timeout, but
kind of expect. But then you have GenG up on the box to cover you as well. So this executes so good. The late paranoia right on top of Munchkin there. Even if he had maybe gotten a kill on.
Okay, full buy round for GenG, and PRX just have so much money. Lose the pistol round, win every single buy round. Couple of 3v5s.
And then they're able to do what you were talking about earlier, Will, that they're just dumping
TP out, nade, Tether close, everyone far back. GenG doesn't get hit by the flash, and the B jewels. Nicely done from Meteor.
But eventually goes down, and PRX really choose to stay and fight. Forsaken wondering if the Prowler would spot him. It does eventually, but he's on duty now. He has to lead the
like that from GenG. Not like obviously the inch is incredible. But the just them chilling out, getting the passing advantage and just chilling out. You're definitely gonna be seeing this fade ult for retake info. You might at one point see the. Okay, no, you won't. Yeah, you're just gonna see fade ult fast flood. They need to get numbers. Well, they do. Yeah, it does hit, and it's only one, so they can go a little bit faster. They can look at the trail. They know that one is tree, but they have no idea where the other person is. Yeah, and this is one of the better Killjoy ults because it goes all the way to door, so you have to leave door and you can just forward defuse. Yeah, so they can just forward defuse and win this. Because the door takes so long to open that you just win the round automatically. But there's like something that teams had to like work out when the new Lotus came in. Because most teams would plant over towards here. You can see them talking about it. They're like, you could have planted here and I can see it if you open the door. But if they don't plant anywhere else and you can Killjoy out here, then they're just fully wrecked. You see this ping coming in? They're like, okay, against Killjoy, so we have to plant here. This is the strong thing about PRX's, man, is they learn. Like, I'm looking at the minimap pings and they're learning fast.
It was able to be a punch through for GenG, get a much needed round win, especially with rifles in hand to bank up a little bit of extra comment.
Do I prefer standard comps or teams who can cook? I prefer. I do prefer teams who can cook. But just well. Because teams who cook bad, it's really painful. But teams who cook well, it's like, man, it's fun to watch. It's cool to see how other people like want to approach the game with a bit of freedom.
GenG, one of those teams that does like to wait for a little bit of a surefire way to send that ultimate, even if it's on a timer near the end of the round, something like that. So we'll have to wait.
A real thin line.
Eyes on Munchkin. But like you mentioned, GenG's ult
and you got to have the right players as well.
Up, whereas PRX, they've got their options even with the operator. Now Texture waiting on the C side for GenG with his own operator that allows his teammates to be ready.
Yeah, just a full contact round of just let's see if the op can get us a pick. How much space can we get for free?
Have to wait for the crossfire. The tripwire is sent, no reaction for
yeah, these attack trips are nice, though.
This door is open for a reason, and now they execute on through the revolving doors.
No way, he's still alive.
Sends it, uses the showstopper as an extra boost to move forward, dodge all the bullets.
Lakia is the most patient player ever right now.
Open. So we do see a bit of a trade near Baby Door.
Double scope for something.
Is the guard. Can you get through him?
No idea.
Yeah, it's so patient. Gotta use util.
Right by it. They sniffed
use
something,
more
but
util.
not how close enough it was. And now the retake. GenG.
Yeah, Teva's close, saves the Fade Eye. Fade Eye goes in once his team starts going. Now he realizes he can go out for free. Omen ult goes behind them all. Wait, Omen ult sick. Kings go in. Gives away his position. Texture had an off to hit that.
Still going for it, half already done by Munchkin. The defuse, they just want to try to stick it, but the spam's coming through, it's ticking down, you have to stick it now, and he's pinpoint on
man, Mind Freak's ult here was so good, dude. As soon as they realized they started to heavy flood over towards here, just TPs into the cubby. That was awesome.
At the perfect time, putting himself right in drop. An interesting spot to go. You might expect as GenG that he goes a little bit deeper with it. Have to invest the Viper's Pit. Try to make this retake a little bit safer. But the crossfire good. Texture
Yeah,
just not
and
quite able to
GenG
find
win
that shot.
one buy round
Pick
and
up
then they
operator,
instantly
operator
lose the
off of
next. Their
something.
money bonus
Something
gets
is gonna
fully
grab that
reset,
judge.
so they
Finally
can't buy
probably
much
gonna
into
invest
this.
the
You got
Blaze
3
Storm
Sheriffs,
as
1
well.
Guardian.
Got that 3-man execute towards Rubble for GenG, but nobody.
Man, Paper X when they're
in
like
that
on it
destination.
is
Oh man, I love
by
this.
far the
Paper X
best. Like, is
anytime
by far the
GenG is
fun,
weak
like
on
the
their
most
buys,
fun
it's going
team
be
to watch.
Meteor's targeted,
Oh.
but you can't count this guy out
They
with
just
the
do so
shots.
much good
He'll
stuff.
take down 2. It's going to be the Rays and Sky down something, also taking a big hit. And that will slow down Paper X. So Meteor, a bit of an adjustment there. Instead of waiting in the site, pushes out towards
Jinx,
Mount,
nah, it's
challenge them
fine.
early, allows his
I
teammates
changed
to
it
come
to
back up.
fun,
And now
so it's okay.
C-site have been flooded. They will be found through the neural theft.
And now they're going to change ideas. Saw too much pressure. Try to make it work on to beat. Forsaken looking for the pick off the ping, but not quite able to find himself that kill. Plant going to be able to come down. Switch to the Vandal.
Ooh, with the classic.
Classic.
Oh, takes
Yeah.
him down. That's a rifle upgrade. Now Forsaken's
2v4.
lurk. Are they ready for this? They have no idea. Forsaken, he'll
Lovely
just take the 1
reposition
kill.
from him.
He's happy to buy
Oh,
time
and then goes back to
try
it.
to bring home this round victory. Tries
I
to
thought the
flank up,
reposition
but
was going to be
that's a
great. I
tough
think he was worried about his
Lakia will be
teammate
able to
getting
find that
fast
kill.
flooded.
Mindfreak dodges, and he won't be able to connect to the second one. Munchkin
Hey, nice.
picking
I mean,
another with the
honestly, just
Sheriff,
all Meteor,
and it's going
really.
to be
Those
the
double kills.
Thrifties of GenG that return.
Yeah, the classic GenG Thrifty. So good at this, and Meteor just a little bit further ahead than maybe Paper X was expecting. They got the ping off the flash, and I could see some level of potential preparedness there for Paper X that maybe somebody would be at that mound, but Meteor was just too fast and too good. And Forsaken tries to double pump a bit after he got that 1 lurk kill, but Lakia reads it perfectly, and that he's still going to be trying to pressure that angle. It's so nasty from
Yeah, the
Meteor
shots were
there.
good, huh?
I mean, you can see they're firing at him, they're pre-firing, trying to get to him. But Meteor's just too quick, too good.
He's been in that position so many times
Okay,
before.
2 more rounds,
Same.
and
I
Texture
mean,
gets
with those,
his
like you
op
said,
out.
one-tap weapons, there's few that are better.
Well,
Something
now
has
Texture
nice.
will have to get an operator bot from his teammates. They were trying to look for one, but little did they know Paper X didn't invest in another in that previous round. And there won't be another this time either as we go into the last couple of rounds of the first half.
Okay,
Paper X
fast,
still leading 6-4,
fast
so
out
he
A on this
dashes
one,
ahead
just
of
the
Rubble,
jet.
takes all this space, and he's
Holy,
ready for it as well.
that
Sees the
is
tag,
mad,
sees Lakia
bro.
getting hit right
Go
through the top of the
fast,
screen.
we
No
flash
idea what
through,
hit
just
him.
insta-sends it. Is this
And
their
now
smoke, so they
members
have
of GenG still on the
freedom?
A side.
And
But
full
a lot
vision
of risk.
block.
Tries to take the
It is
shot,
really
but
cool.
he's a little too late. Only hits the Trailblazer. And
Shot.
another swing out, but Texture good for another. Oh, that's going to
Oh,
be
it's
the
almost
double
calm
blast
on
back.
it, but lovely from
Completely
Jing. I'm
draws
telling you,
the crosshair
Forsaken being the
away.
second guy in on
Paper
this
X
Cypher is
seems to have good
scary.
control of this A site once
He's,
again.
he's so
Reaction
good right now.
protocols from Paper X are so good.
Jing is making
Right on the back
space
of
and
that
Forsaken's just
Trailblazer
cleaning
to
up.
try to set something up. Yeah, he dies, but immediately Jing satchels past the operator, knowing that he's stuck in place without using
They had a really
satchels
cool
of his own
strat
to
here
get out.
from
There's no
Paper
quick
X.
out for Texture
Very
there,
simple.
and Jing and Forsaken
Just like
take perfect
fast A,
advantage of it.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
the
it's
jet
just
literally just paths like
absolutely an
this,
honest
and then
moment
just
of, was it a
flash in
bird, was it
front,
plane?
and then
No,
just
it was
swings.
Jing, but
We
by the
just,
time he
it's
figured
just
that
here
one
so
out, Texture
early,
was down and out.
and because of these angles,
Now it's
unless the
going to
guy is
be
like
the
here,
7th
I'm
round
pretty
win for
sure,
Paper X.
just
Finally bringing some good old
50-50 duel, and they're most
meta
likely
balance to the
flashed.
attacking and defending
pretty
win
cool.
rates to Pacific.
Yeah, it was about time. I mean,
We haven't seen this. In
So it's not a
I know,
50-50 duel.
I know. Lotus has been
But you get what I'm
super
saying.
defender-sided map, but this is going to be the team ace for Paper X. They will
Sick
win
rounds,
the 7th
another
round.
thing with
Positive
GenG.
half, no matter what.
Win one round, lose the next.
GenG
Lost
can make it
bonuses
7-5.
in play.
Money
2 people are like
should be
2,000. Well,
just
3
there.
people are like
Not
2,500.
exactly sure for
Yeah, that's the
GenG.
flash I was talking about. And honestly, he paths right side through the smoke, so he actually can't get traded there.
What do you do against this?
Yeah, and then
More
he
teams
still
will
gets
adopt
Karon
that,
as well.
I think.
Karon trying to figure out where he
It's
needs to
hard
provide
because you'd have to
backup,
have.
but it's just too fast.
It works well because
While
they have a
Jing has
double
to adapt a
duelist.
little bit.
Like, this is the thing that I
Okay.
love about Paper X, man.
Alright,
They'll do
so
something
we're
a little
gonna
bit
go for a
different,
Sheriff,
but they
a
just
Bucky,
cover it
and a
up with
Spectre
really
on the side
good
of GenG,
plays.
all to make sure that Texture can get an operator. Just so we're clear, he hasn't fired too many shots with that weapon
No.
in this first half.
No, it is quite the mixed bag here for GenG. Try to see if they can shut this down.
If
And
you
look at
rotate
Paper X
goes
kind of
in,
ping-ponging
they got
here, and it's so
Lakia
fast. They're
and
already on
Texture
B.
with their
Forsaken
ult
already
close
taking
over
space,
towards
already trying to
B.
see if they can clear
Do
this
they
open.
use it?
And it's as if they have
Another
a hard
attack
read on
trip
this
for
off-buy, right?
Forsaken.
The force up, seeing that the weapons probably all over the place. We just have to make sure we don't run into
Over
the
towards
operator.
heaven.
nor any of the amazing ultimates on the side of GenG. Nightfall gets used. 2 members will dash out.
Damn, dude, something just actually runs at them. That is the W gaming.
Trying to keep the rest of PRX at bay, but Jing jumping forward gets a lot more kills, and now just Meteor left alive. Picks up the operator. He's always been good for 1, but can he be good for 3? Not even a single kill,
Holy
as it will be an 8-4 half.
That was lovely.
For
Dude,
PRX.
lost pistol, 8 rounds.
2023 PRX for sure.
Then.
I mean, yeah, there was some really good ideas here early on where PRX was kind of baiting utility, trying to figure out exactly how GenG was going to play things. You weren't seeing some of that same control either from GenG towards Rubble that they were doing time and time again against Talon. You know, a lot of times GenG, you would see the Fade, the Omen, and the Raze all taking that Rubble control early and then using that to kind of box Talon in. However, PRX was kind of like waiting it out, and they'd say, okay, we could send something forward a little bit. Okay, they don't like what they see, they're going to pull back, and they're really brutalizing Meteor on that C site early.
Texture and Karen struggling a little bit. Playing against like PRX when they're playing like old school style as well is so hard to play against. The amount of times they're just running at them with pure confidence in situations where you probably shouldn't be W king is nuts. Also, PRX have got some new stuff, and that's pretty impressive.
And the tempo changes as well from round to round. It's not just the old W
and
gaming
Forsaken's, as well, Forsaken's just like feeling of the game of when he should and shouldn't be doing stuff is so impressive. Also, this hasn't happened for a while. Mindfreak is having an absolute game.
Toxic screen set up on the default screen to help take control of Rubble, and it's going to be 4 ghosts. Just a half.
He's been a little bit quiet this year.
Looking to stack towards
until
B.
this.
They will meet each other once again.
This is looking just like our previous pistol round. It's just different teams on different sides, but it's like almost the exact same setup. So
yeah,
you're gonna rely
three person shutdown at B.
Kind of lock down the
looks like a 3-person walk towards B as well.
Retake potentially, but it looks like it's gonna be another brawl right at the front of B.
And they'll run into each other right away. The guiding light, it is going to be antied, and there's a paranoia, counter paranoia as well. Do they recognize where it came from? No, they're going to spot Mindfreak a little too late.
Look at the util. The util with the face as well.
The answer back from the door from something as well. The backup is there.
That was cool. They get the pass advantage, and they have a lot of info over towards A. Meanwhile, this was going on. Forsaken had double trips here. He picks up a trip, changes it over towards this, so he has info, so that he can then push over towards B and start watching behind at C. Not pushing over towards B, sorry, I was watching this instead, push over towards B. They push over towards... This is great reactive play from them as well, just no sound over towards B, double push. The body system.
You gotta be afraid of where is Forsaken coming from, because surely it's going to be a pinch.
Okay, very nice pistol each, and man,
PRX
looks so good.
Lead in the second half.
I mean, many try to brawl with PRX, few succeed, and I like it from GenG. See if you can get a confidence win here, see if you can get a boost, but it just isn't ever really able to be dealt with. That boom bot not quite cleared, causes some serious problems as well. So again, the slight delay with some of these util timings from PRX, they're playing off of contact with their utility. This is something they do so well, time and time again, that a lot of teams don't really understand or anticipate until they played against it, especially with Jing in there, because Jing is
look like this guy wanted to get hit, so they keep a lot of people over towards A so they can bust into B.
The fight too when he feels like it's time.
Yeah, I mean, Jing is quite frankly overheat incarnate, but PRX work really well with it as an active drone, and it also gets a lot of kills at the same time, so it's a bit unfair sometimes. But we'll see GenG. It's not going to be this round as
so BC default, they clear all of this,
and they stabilize in
and then they go back to taking oh boy.
PRX are only 4 rounds away. We've been seeing the outlaw a lot from Jing. He misses the first, he misses the second. He's in a bit of danger now. He's got to run away, but something is there with a Vandal. GenG, you did not account for this one. The HLs will knock Jing out. As Jing wanted to greed for another off of the reload, but now back up a ride from Devi. GenG, all their eyes set on something. He's trying to draw aggro. But it's going to be Meteor who's just checking. There's the jump peek, but it's going to be Devi who swings out first. And now just trying to spray down the close members. The classic comes into
nice
play
cleanup
as well.
in the end. It's nice util here from GenG though as well.
He'll just get the kills himself alongside Mindfreak.
Yeah, there's just nobody else in the world that does these setups. I mean, PRX just does bizarre stuff, putting the Outlaw up on top of the rock there, and then you've got something just holding the angle out in the open.
This nade tether was so nice.
A little bit longer,
I tell you what, teams are getting a lot better at.
I've
been watching it recently. I saw one in Americas as well. It's like just the tethers in general, because with tether, because it's a circle, you want to make sure that it just gets around the corner and gets people in this area, so they don't have far to run, so the nade nerf can like kill people. This was really good. They do it here. It just has like this area where he can't get out of. I saw one in Americas, which is honestly on the same map where they did it here. And so it just goes around the corner, so anyone trapped can only like get to these positions max, and then they just tank the nades. Like people, the tether nade is still, like tether in general is still like really not used as well as it could be used.
Now planting the lurk into B as well. Classic GenG
get in there.
Coming out. Classic default with this composition. Spread out the lurks across the map. See if you get a reaction. Now at 50 seconds, they still haven't cleared the
Is the best team in EMEA? No idea. I have no idea about EMEA, bro.
Go signal for PRX to start.
It feels like there's 6 teams who just beat all beat each other on their day.
Oh, they got him.
Yeah, this is nice. The person that was in charge of holding A control so they could go back. But yeah, this is a nice reaction though.
These traps, they have no idea where Forsaken might be. They're creeping forward. They thankfully will clear out the Cypher, and now taking over the site. It's going to be a
all the space taken.
By PRX. Revolving
yeah, and this was still moving forward. Something.
Well.
Hey, look at this guy go, man.
So
good right now.
For the rest of the team to start pinching it forward. Divide trying to draw aggro, but he goes down. Now a 2v2. GenG, can they win the duels? It's going to be Munchkin who wins one.
Go be careful, low HPs. Holy, it was close. First big buy round for this one, and PRX nearly finish it.
He almost had that.
Almost.
He almost had that. I think he got a ding through the wall there. Absolutely bonkers stuff today from Mindfreak. I mean, he is playing some of the best Valorant
Foot?
we have
Yeah, I
seen.
include Foot in the 6, man.
Stuff. This is a huge win
Pretty
right
good.
there. If Forsaken gets one before he's traded, now, if you want to fault PRX at all there and say that Forsaken gets a little bit ahead of things, but Forsaken just trying to see if he can catch him off guard a little bit, but fortunately for GenG, they know, they're wise to the trickery of PRX. They know that you never know when one player is going to be pushing ahead of the rest, trying to see if they can find that extra value. Texture out ahead. Be grabbing that orb early again, but a 3-man stack here. Got Jing, Devi, and Mindfreak ready to rumble.
All available for
yeah, and he wanted to go close to see if he could hear any trips. Is nothing. Double push over towards C. Turret gets hit. They might speed up and just force into this. They know that they can't go back. Holy man, shots. Yeah. I mean, the Fatal really helped that. Minus 80 AoE onto all of them. That was strong. That was like the only reason that was actually doable.
Only 2 members left
a lovely Fatal from Lakia to make Texture able to actually do that.
Save now. Although Forsaken has taken a position. Man. He's going to try to find cheeky exit frag potentially. Something going on a bit of a lookabout. Just seeing if anybody's
it kind of ended up being good timing for GenG because just as they wanted to like prod for info,
I mean, I like what Devi did there. Where he kind of sidestepped
the turret picked up info over towards C, so they realized they had to go because they didn't have B info as well. So they couldn't pivot over towards B, so it was like, we got to force right now.
Time and time again this year that Texture can pick up these big multi-kills for you and just completely
yeah, Lakia's ult was everything here. I mean, were they all body shots from Texture?
And that's something that really carried GenG forward and impressed a lot of people around the world was that they could take turns having those moments.
2 headshots, really?
Very truthfully, we haven't seen too many yet here on the first map of this best of 3.
That's actually pretty nuts then, fair play.
Into the highlight reel to make sure that GenG's not out just yet. PRX not close to map
okay,
point,
yeah, only the second kill, really. I mean, I guess Phantom, but first was close enough.
There we go. The replays are coming back for Texture.
Yeah, Fatal's why he gets the second
he's
so
getting
far.
the feel of it now for sure, and that'll help.
And he's like, oh, yeah, where's that? Oh, there's the tone. Here we go. This is how we start that song. He's back in tune.
I just love Texture, man. He's so funny on camera. He's just always singing or reacting. And
he's a jokester.
He is. It's great to see. So now you got to kind of rethink what you're doing here, because that extra space you're giving up at Rubble hasn't really worked out. It's intentional for sure from PRX, holding back, trying to see if you can, again, get these contact reactions. But the Nightfall in particular, really challenging, even with the paranoia and all those flashes and stuff that
who's my favorite caster to listen to any game? Probably Sean.
When they're doing that execute.
I like most of the stuff that Sean brings up.
I think we're going to see some more Rubble control. I think that's something that obviously worked out in their eco round win when they had the extra advantage of having an outlaw and a
John's really good
for PRX when it was just the weaker buy for GenG. So certainly
he goes pretty nerdy with
you gotta
it.
be thinking about that. You also gotta be thinking about these alt orbs. One away from the showstopper.
Yep.
Blade Storm and the other thing not as important, but that's something you gotta consider here as GenG, that the mound hit. I think this will be showstopper given over to Jing.
Still, yeah, still. Bill's unique style is pretty fun. Okay, PRX, go down to an eco and walk push over towards C. Got double info. Well, we got info, kill, and info. And the turret once again getting info, and they don't have B control, so they gotta force into A again. And dodges one trip.
Goes in. Does he send it? The showstopper. It's not checking drop just yet. He's not wise
Might
to
just
it
shoot
at
it, drop
all.
though.
His teammates are going to start to funnel in. One gets seen. It's a burst, but only one, as Forsaken wonders where the double peak will be. GenG thanking their lucky stars on that one, as they haven't taken too much damage just yet. Texture holding close from heaven, but I'm not sure if he was spotted.
This pause, man, this pause. This is why people use this wall as well now.
That's one down.
Because this is like one of the after plant positions that most of the raises are favoring.
For another kill, might bring in the short. He won't find its targets just yet. The Nanoswarm keeping them at bay, and GenG, they've got the post plants, they've got the angles. The Nanoswarm will be cleared by Jing. He's quick on that, but they have to push. They have to get kills. It's a 2v3. The spike is ticking down, and they are just getting pressured as Meteor gets yet another kill. The paint shells, but Jing only
Nate's good.
HP. Gets one kill. Can he at least drop all the weapons? No,
And nicely done from Lakia as well. Just counting in his head, was going to swing up the last time. Okay, very nicely done from PRX, to be honest, to get this as close as they did.
Again, Texture
That was a really good eco. Or low buy.
Great entry, great gunplay, but just a positioning thing that isn't accounted
Texture,
for.
I mean, Texture saved
You
them.
can see on the map if you were watching, Devi sends a flash towards drop that doesn't get any contact. So then they throw the Trailblazer, but does not see Texture. They're trying to set up Jing to find that player that's a little too close that he can blast back into, get that free pick onto the Flood retake. But the one player that probably you would have liked to have knocked out of that round, left unaccounted for. Great stuff there from
Fade
GenG.
Eye goes in. They shoot it, and you can only shoot it from this cubby, so they know as soon as this Fade Eye gets shot, the people are over here, so that prompts a lot of util to be used and dumped. And honestly, PRX did great to get out of here without taking any damage.
Their control of this attacking round.
Okay, there was a bit of damage, and we had a heal.
Taken though, just waiting for contact.
Either that or he forgot to buy armor, but I'm pretty sure he took damage.
Something sliding over, but there's been no pressure at A, so now you have to kind of start to assume that maybe C might be being thought about. Spike's still in spawn for GenG, so they're trying to figure out exactly what PRX's bigger change up after that timeout was going to be, right? The previous round was
actually
a little bit of an
true,
eco, so you expect that this is the round.
What does he do
really,
now, Uber?
Maybe there's going to be a response. Maybe there's going to be a crunch out of Baby Door or something like that, but instead, it's all towards C.
I saw that he was trying to do some American
They're
stuff.
aware that GenG could rotate to either side, so on a timing, sends the Trailblazer.
Okay, and PRX get a heavier stack here. 3 people here, 30 seconds. They have no map control again to be able to pivot. Every single time I look at the minimap, like, GenG don't have options. Hold up.
He's just going in through
Let's hold up. We got a nade as well that might enable him to plant. He's dead.
He's going to plant with the help of the
Whoa.
finds one. Doesn't have time though. He has to stick the plant. Will he have it? He stops it. Devi knows.
Damn, bro. Nah, that should never ever happen. How on earth has he done that? That's one of the most wild ones.
What are you supposed to do against that?
That is one of the that is one of the most mad rounds.
PRX does so many of the right things here. Forsaken something big all
bro.
there. They're trying to cover for this. And yeah, he gets Forsaken.
Okay,
Jing does
so
a good
1v4.
blast back. try to buy a little bit of bait. He gets up on top of the box. Texture's just better.
By 5
He plays this
HP.
timing perfectly. Divide, you kind of have to think that Divide might be trying to push you with the timing after that. Of course, he's fired up.
I mean,
What
you see
the
Lucky's face
hell?
there too. His teammates can't believe it either. I mean, yes.
I mean, that's
he's
one of
your
the most
star
mad
player,
ones we've seen.
But this is not
Really is.
normally Texture.
Just wins
And then
out
he just
4
chuckles
1v1s
it off.
basically.
Just another round, just another day for the Korean duelist on GenG.
Mind-blowing. I mean, the way he plays that time at the end of it, too, just absolutely brilliant. You can see Defy a little bit befuddled, not maybe expecting that last repeat, maybe not quite reading.
Pause afterwards,
time
yeah,
situation
it's
as
okay,
well as
just
he could.
forget it. Maybe play
rethinking
together.
that one, but, you know, you want to try to push him, but there just isn't enough space there when he starts planting right before that 4 second, right? It takes 4 seconds to plant the spike. And you gotta kind of wonder, all right, what's he gonna do? All right, well, I'm just gonna try to go to a different position, I think is what Mind Freak is thinking. I'm gonna let him get the plant, and I'm gonna reposition from behind that pillar and try to go somewhere else, somewhere unexpected. Texture just reads it perfectly.
Yeah, with that he
Now
gets
he's
his
up to a
ult as well. I
positive KD
think it was
after that
perfect. I
ace.
think the last kill literally gave him his ult.
Going so far in Lotus, but he's back on top, and now Meteor
Okay,
finds a
jump
pick
spot
on C
over
as well.
towards
That
C
will
gets
slow things
punished
down
as
for
well.
GenG. They know
And
they
we
have
might
options,
actually
but the
see them
Cypher
cancel for
down.
the first
They
time,
can
yeah.
go anywhere. The immediate call comes out. They've been spotted, and something
Oh,
follows through.
Garen tried
You
to
have
save
watch
his
out for this.
teammate.
PRX, when they see an opening, they will not let go. They will drag
No
you back.
way,
And
the
Meteor
team
says,
assist.
"Welcome right into my arms." 2 down with the Outlaw.
No
Tries to
way,
peek around
bro.
the boom bot, not going to find an opening. Now he's just trying to play for time as the rest of his team is creeping into the site. Guiding Light comes out. GenG has to make a decision. The call comes out to try to reinforce, but Meteor may not need any assistance.
What are they doing? They're going back to A. Look at the mini-map.
Yeah, this is not the fight you want to be taking with just stingers in hand for PRX. So
Yeah, they really think there's someone over towards C.
A little bit different, but GenG hot on their heels, opting to try to take a little bit more contact. Love these Outlaws coming out from Meteor against the ecos of PRX. Save a little bit of extra cash, able to cover the flanks really nicely with it as well. So this little adjustment for GenG, it has caused PRX quite a bit of grief.
30 seconds left.
This is just so good. They know that the Cypher was gone from C site,
Yeah,
but
it's
instead
done
of
good.
waiting
It's
to
worked
see
out well.
if the rotates have already happened, you don't know if PRX is split or not. They decided to just deathball it into the site, playing with the advantage of numbers. 3 inside tree, Meteor holding from afar next to
that
Rebel.
round.
Mind Free. Try to
That
cause
round.
a ruckus with the shrouded step. They definitely heard it through the wall, but are they aware of where he might have landed? You won't get a reaction. GenG, they are just patient. They know they are so close to trying to tie this up on Lotus. Their map pick. This best of 3 in stage 1. Tapping the spike, Mind Free. Recognizes the members, but Meteor's there for the flank. That's a 4K now. Outlaw
Yeah, but
picked
he
up
doesn't
for
want to
Jing.
save
He'll
his
try to
gun,
do what
so.
he can, but it's only got 1 shot left in it. He can't go for the double, and Munchkin will clean things up.
The big buy on
That's
PRX
an
obviously
interaction
buying
I
down
didn't
to
really ever
nothing.
think about with the Outlaw, but
Yeah.
it's a rough one for sure.
You had to gamble a bit there, right? It just did. I don't think it quite clicked with him. Unless he's looking for the headshot, but
Sure.
yeah. I mean,
Not
still,
even a
Meteor,
jump
though, so
peek?
good
That's
with
really
it.
risky, man.
4 kills in the round for him. Getting tons of value out of that Marshall. And that gives you a little extra bank to utilize as well. Now you've got a lot of alts for both sides. Both sides
Maybe
have
you're going to mix it up.
showstoppers. You have
Who knows?
the Neural Theft and
Okay,
the Seekers.
massive buy
Viper's
round
been in
for
lockdown, so a lot
PRX.
of counter utility
Oh boy.
play. GenG
Into the
this
Omen.
time
Oh.
going to be taking mountain control with the TP in the back.
Paranoia
Okay,
out,
does he
but he's
distract
not gonna land
enough? Where the
shot.
hell is
Divine
that
will
ult
stop it.
gone?
That should
That ult
stop
back
the
is much
advance
better
from
though.
PRX entirely, as Jing will slow
Jing
things
gets
down
another
just
on
for
top of
something
this.
thinking
What
about
is
peeking
this
out of
map?
revolving door.
Bro,
Oh, the guiding
and they
light as
used
well.
both
The
ults
team
into
comms
it
are
as
right
well.
back and forth for
It was such a
PRX,
big round.
as they will get another
Could have
round.
reset
And I
them.
do just want to let Achilles
Jing
know on
pretty
the
much
desk
shows
that
him
PRX finally got a round
how you
back once
raise
they
ult.
bought the
That was
Odin. So,
nuts.
I don't know. Causation, correlation, not quite sure where it lands, but it's there.
Okay, they can still, like, this
It
is
is
still a
a
massive,
very
massive
powerful
round
gun in
because of
Forsaken's
this.
hand.
Wasn't exactly
Like, a
used
1-9
that
loss
round.
bonus, so that
Didn't
someone
matter.
would take a hit.
But it was there. That's all. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I went behind him.
Jing there gets so much air.
Dude, as if
And then
he
the fact that he's
as if he
able to-
satchels again to
nobody
start
recovers
swinging.
faster from landing after blast packs than Jing. He
Absolutely.
is just unreal at his ability to stabilize his aim.
Yeah,
tricky
he
to
like
do.
slightly
Now we're gonna see
satchels
that
down
Omen
as
come
well,
into
so he
play
hits
as
the
the
ground
door's
faster,
being
so he's
pushed by
accurate
GenG.
faster. It's pretty cool.
Forsaken somewhat aware of it, but not
Like,
able to find any.
up
you
and
know,
left, so he goes down and right. That's a
Okay,
great
Meteor.
pick,
All
though.
right, Meteor. He's definitely had to play Jing a couple times before.
Oh
but
my.
John goes down. So much damage done. Texture took a big chunk earlier as well. Now
Yeah,
you
this
wonder,
gun
is it
over
even
towards
worth
it.
pushing for this Odin?
Killjoy
They're gonna try to
all
draw
on
that
B.
aggro over to the B side. This is all set up for
Hey,
Texture.
Meteor's
If he can
just
get a kill, they
solo
can
winning
immediately
rounds
rotate
at the
back as
moment.
well. But it's just going to be the neural theft, and Texture
All goes
knows
in, they realize they
there's
can
no
pivot
way out.
towards
You have to
B.
push the B site.
If they get over towards site with Viper ult, that's a Viper ult. Okay, and he decides to do the after plant Viper ult. So everyone else is going to be dueling in front of this. Might have 2 people dueling in front, 2 people inside. Double Killjoy, Molly on Spike. And they have Fade ult.
This is
Oh
tricky
man,
for PRX
I don't think they can
because
retake this.
There's no money left for Forsaken. Got enough to buy.
Yeah,
but
I think
he's
this
gonna
is
have
the
to
right
fork over
call.
that Odin.
Wait, did that work?
He knows these angles so well.
Yeah, I mean, barely just
Oh my god, that
scrapes
works.
the
That's
cap
sick.
off of Raze's head.
I had no idea.
But overall, GenG, they get the read that with the Odin spam and no approach, that this might be a save. They read the credit situation here for the potential Odin. Want to do some damage. Of course, not entirely necessary. Lockio, of course, has his Nightfall as well.
Wait, that makes it
with
really
enough to
strong.
buy into the next round.
I wonder
GenG will
how
let the
much of
round
this angle
pass,
you can
10
actually
to
like
11
tag up
scoreline.
from here.
We'll have to take a look how this impacts the next round as Odin saved over by Forsaken.
I want to ask you, Will, did you feel like PRX was going to try that retake anyway? Like, did you have it in the back of your mind?
You know, yeah,
Okay, so
somewhere in my
insta
mind,
reset of the
really
money.
saw mine
PRX
really
just
sit at
managed
the
to
other
buy.
end.
They go
Yeah,
down.
like,
Obviously, they
well, they
save
might,
some.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah,
is...
it's in your mind, right?
Like,
I
if
mean,
GenG get
they've
this,
done
it's
things
most
where it's
likely
just
12.
Forsaken spamming
So
and
you're
everyone
definitely going to
scrapes
see the
across
Fatal
and
into
asking
this
their
round.
audio. Like, they've done some crazy things with weapons they shouldn't have. So
Exactly.
you can never count them out, and I think that's why GenG was a little cautious.
Double
But
info,
now,
and
round
honestly might work
22
out as
is
kill
gonna be the
trips.
big one. GenG.
They hear the Odin
default
again.
opening.
Does that give them
Takeover
heavy
Rumble, and
info?
PRX
Oh
gonna
man.
punish it this
I
time.
mean,
It's
they're
gonna
going
be
to
a fast
insta-react.
push
Bro,
out.
this
Meteor
kid
for
is
one, he
so
fakes the
good
dash,
right
go
now.
away from the other. And now the backup has
Wait, did
arrived
they
for
give
GenG
him a
as well.
smoke
They've
to
cut
play
off
off
the
of and then they
forces
fight back
pushing out of
towards
B
B?
main, and
Dude, he's
Meteor,
pushing
if he can get that
forwards.
kill, if he had gotten it, the map opens up for GenG, but something will back off.
This was sick from GenG though. I like the instant smoke for him to play around. So they couldn't trade. And then they group up, they clear B.
With that Prowler coming through, now they're starting to shift
Yeah, so they
back over.
kind of
It's
clear
immediate
this
change in
and put a
direction from
question mark
GenG.
here.
They're working the map
I haven't
so
cleared
nice.
deep
Yeah,
over towards here, but
Still a
this is
full
the
minute
question
as
mark
well.
now.
Now
So
the big
this is
benefit
very
of
nice
course,
calling
Cypher
from
set up on A,
GenG.
and Mindfreak understands he can't
They're
give up
very
too much space
reactive and
on
they're
B
very
main. They need to
together.
get that
Like, I actually don't
information
think
nice
I've
and
seen a
early.
team like
So PRX
5-person
will
as much
hold
as this, and
2-1-1 spread
apart
out
from like
across the map.
maybe
Trailblazer, though,
Crew
they're
for like their
that
first 2
timing.
years of
It's going
playing.
to be the Odin pressuring,
They
seeing if
always
there's a reaction to
5
smoke
stack at the
to help
moment.
hit the tripwire. The Boombot will take the hit for that one, but the Nightfall is going to force Forsaken. Now, does he stick around? He tags one with the cam, makes sure that they don't approach, and that buys him just enough time to try to get away. Still no audio, and he has no idea that the rope's been taken. Busy with the
Big
reload on the
Jaws.
Odin.
Something
Mindfreak
is
takes
a
over
lunatic,
drop.
jumps down
Spike
early,
already
everyone
planted
gets off
though,
his
and
sight, we've got to
GenG
keep
set
an
up
eye
for
out.
the post-man
Dude, the
texture.
raise here with no one
Bit of a
coming stairs
curveball
is
to
scary.
Wildcard.
Oh,
Something might have seen
no,
him
not
'cause
at
he
all
catches
scary,
the
it's
barrel,
fine.
chases
Whoa,
him down,
what?
and immediately swivels for a second headshot. And now it's just going to be Meteor and Munchkin, 2v2, but the health not on their side. Nanoswarm buying time. The second one has to
No, he
launch right
doesn't
away.
get this other
It's a
molly
lot
off.
of time
Meteor is
bought.
just too
They
good
couldn't
right
clear
now.
it in time. Half not done. Now switching up that position, trying to push it. They actually just get it with the spray, and if Munchkin can't get it, it's going to be Meteor, who's just buying time. Still enough for Mindfreak.
Holy hell, man. Meteor deserves, like, everything at the moment. He's been insanely impactful. 22 to 20, and it feels like some of the impact of the 22 is through the roof. Keeps getting fast kills.
The sidestep, something with an impressive double.
He keeps getting first kills, like it's
Able
non-stop.
to get into those post-plant positions, hold those angles just long enough. Trying to play a little bit of game.
And that forces them
Cap
down
spike and
to
dance
what you would
around as
think would
PRX
be
doesn't
a
really
eco.
fool GenG too much at all, but
They
it's
get
all
double
that early
Bulldog
game.
Guardian.
Kind of anticipation of the
And
pressure,
maybe missing
dealing
some
with it,
util.
and working the map nicely. Here we go, fast hit now out the open.
Texture right through the screen for Texture to pick up a
going
triple.
on, man?
PRX, they tried to adjust.
Oh, God.
Mindfreak's holding
It's
on
his
for
turn.
dear life. They
Nah,
think it's a
dude.
third. It's a totally different story. Now a 1v2 for Forsaken. Can he do it when PRX needs it most?
As if this game is delivering
Set
on
up
this
all the way
level
on
though.
C-site, but
Like
the
as
alert
if it's
from
delivering
Meteor
on this
is
level.
faster than
Like
Forsaken
we knew it
might
was gonna be
expect.
hype, but this
He
is
has
mental.
no idea, and
What
it's
is
going
going
to be the
on
kill.
there? Okay,
12-11,
one round.
map point point for GenG as the crowd goes wild in Seoul.
I mean, again, PRX tries to challenge a little bit sooner than they have been on this Rebel take. The Texture is so ready for it. He gets enough comfort with that initial hit, and no real bothering by the utility there. He gets ahead
the
of the
fade
Sky
eye, dude.
The reveal from Lakia is so good, and then Mindfreak gets even deeper than GenG's ready for, so he picks up 3 huge kills, but still the round win comes from GenG, so it's either going to be map GenG or overtime forced by PRX. This attacker side for both teams has been really good.
And they go for the exact same play because it works so well.
Slightly better,
Fast control. Dude, look at PRX. They were just all the time waiting for this push, but it just never happened. Like, they're waiting for C aggro. Just never happens. They keep going out towards A.
Sees if there's a reaction. It's a classic setup, and PRX, they might have to go for a bit of a Hail Mary here. Just make sure that you stick
because they've
to
been
your
like,
guns and say that
this is a lot of the
GenG,
time,
unless
unless they show pressure, they have just been like take map control, hit site. It looks like they realized that. They stacked heavier. Say that. Stacked heavy towards B.
Potentially to get not just a pick, but maybe get an orb
Omen
as well.
all out
That
towards
Blainstorm
C,
going.
sees no one.
Clear on the side of Mound, though, so now
Yeah, and we
PRX,
have
they
no one
know
over
for certain
towards
as
B
the
again,
door's
so they're
open,
just going to hit in
going to
towards
be
A, and there's
hit.
only one kill trip that
Forsaken,
might give
does
him
he look for a
okay,
timing?
no
He creeps
trips.
in. He hears the Cypher Cage, but that's just bait from Munchkin. The absolute 200
Oh
IQ
my.
play baits out the Cypher Chain.
Meteor got a
trades
really
for
important kill
something,
once again.
but they've
Fade
already lost quite a
can't
few.
plant.
Divide,
Dude,
trying to
Fade
clear
got an
sights.
important
Spike's
kill.
still not planted.
What's going on
The
here?
Showstopper will
Okay,
have to be used by
ult
Texture
so that he
here
can
to make sure
plant.
they have enough time. 3v2 for GenG. Munchkin holding from afar by Rubble. Tries to cover their bases. The Showstopper set.
Okay, that's a good amount of
to
info,
cover
Munchkin. Wall up so
Now
he can
Spike
reposition.
planted. Mindfreak, does he use the Cox screen against them? The smoke to see if there's a peek, but not quite just yet. Drop gonna
Well,
be
I'm
pulled
nervous
up
for
by
this guy in
Chicken, going to
sight.
pinch from PRX. Mindfreak's creeping up, but the barrel shows as Lakia turns his head. Texture gets the kill onto
trades.
Jing, and Mindfreak knows he has to get it, but not in time.
70
And the
HP. GenG
IGL
managed to
of
pull it
GenG
back.
will
8-4.
close out an
And Texture's just
insane
waving at them.
13-11
Dude, the
map
1v4
on Lotus.
changed
It's
the whole map.
unbelievable. And
The
the
Texture really
comeback here
deserves
from GenG,
Texture and Meteor really
they-
deserve
that
shoutouts.
determination
Honestly,
they've had all year, that
Meteor
never give up attitude.
more.
So
It
many
was
of their
it was
games have
nuts.
gone to 3.